Antoine of the Turks and Caicos Islands. She's in 8th position. Had a 4:59, and that was her best effort. Head down. No, oh, runs right through. Her head was done. It's almost as if midway the run she remembered, oh, there's the board I have to hit.
Tried to crank up the speed on the run to get more distance, but speed needs to be controlled in the long jump, and out of control it can damage your effort. KAY-LAGAY Clarke, triple jumper, bronze in 2019. Big, powerful girl, fast, can really jump.
.532, her best came in the 3rd round. She's a lot better than that KAY-LAGAY Clarke, and she's looking to show just that. Looks like an improvement for the 5.96 jumper.
Behind the board, it looks to me like she was a little bit behind the board. Had a lot of control on her run. Very powerful, long strides. Behind the board, over-rotated slightly on that takeoff, leaning forward, not holding up room to spare, not even on the board. That effort.
.526, so not an improvement for Clarke. This is Polshery. .540, her best. Came in the opening round. The second French Guiana athlete in the field. Amélie Polshery. Focuses. Concentrates. Tries to block out everything that's around her and focus on the task at hand. Hits the board well. That is a very good effort, I think. No red flag.
Interesting seeing Polshery there before the attempt, visualizing. One of the methods coaches used to teach us is see yourself going down, doing the worst possible thing, and then correcting that and leaving that image as your final image to go over and start your approach.
Yeah, big fall as well. Here is the Bermudan. Parson in 5th position with 5.46. Oh, loses that Parson.
Wasn't able to take off from that velocity. She had a lot of speed down the runway. Again, there is no control in that run. The wind really picking up. You could see it on the flags behind the board. The rubberized surface of that chevron doesn't offer a lot of pop like the board.
The Bahamian Sabria Farquharson, 4.48, has her in 4th position.
Farquharson is learning. She's asking the crowd for support, learning how to run on this track. Hopefully she'll get it right in this one. Another massive attempt, maybe.
Just outside the medals, the Bahamian has been building gradually in this competition. That's another good one, but is it good enough to get her into the top 3? She does get the white flag.
Looks to me as if the breeze is fluctuating. Sometimes very, very heavy in the backs of the jumpers. Sometimes goes lower down. You see some jumps are heavily aided. This is Farquharson. Great pop off the board. In between speed between our best jumper and our jump before. Just a tip of her spike on the takeoff board. That's 20 cm, so gives away 19 centimeters on the takeoff board. Nice landing. She can jump. She's working it out as she goes.
5:27 the distance, positive 0.4 the wind speed. So not an improvement for her as we get to the Caymanian. Ashante Graham, 5:62 in the third round.
Another imposing presence on the runway. Very fast, but not quite able to control the speed and running into some foul trouble.
Cayman Islands getting gold and silver from Andrew Stone in the under-17 boys long and high jump. Now looking for a medal here from Graham. I don't think that will be an improvement on her 5:62.
She's very fast down the runway, extremely fast down the runway. There's a little bit of control. She could control it a little bit more, because what happens now is that she takes off and leans forward too early, gets down, gravity now brings her to the ground.
You're a long jumper, Maurice. What I don't see a lot at this level is that second to last step that converts from running speed to lift.
We always talk about that penultimate step. That's the essence of the beginning of the hitch kick. It has to be a lot quicker and shorter for you to drive that knee up to get that elevation. Not seen it a lot, but then again, young, under 20, not as experienced. More to come, hopefully, in the future.
Yeah, 5:55 that last effort from Ashante Graham of the Cayman Islands. So she remains in third position. This is Casey Hudson of French Guiana, the triple jump champion, in the silver medal position at this stage with a best of 5:77. She's chasing 5:90 to take the lead. Very consistent in this competition. Hudson of French Guiana.
Needs a little bit more speed, though. I'm not seeing that aggressiveness. I'm not seeing that quickness. She's a little bit too casual and passive on the runway. Not going to get that distance. Although she's going to get height, there isn't the speed. Distance not going to come.
Most of her performance is done in France. This young lady, technically competent. 5:53 on that attempt. She remains in second. The leader is on the runway, the Jamaican Serena Cole, part of the world record 4x1 team for Jamaica on Sunday night. 5:72, 5:89, 5:62. She's a 6:36 jumper, number 2 in the world this year at the under 20 level. There's no doubt about her speed. Short, stocky, powerful and fast. Touches up close to that 5:89 effort. Let's see if this is an improvement for the Jamaican looking for a second CARIFTA gold medal.
She's becoming a long jumper. Undeniable speed. And here, under control, behind the board, tries to keep her body upright to help her fly through the air. That's far behind the board. The board is 20 cm. That's 60 cm back from the most convenient takeoff point. Looking down a little bit, and that collapses her jump near the left side of the pit.
5:46. No doubt that she has 6 meters in her today, the Jamaican.
Quite often, when jumpers are going to attempt something more or put something more in the jump, they take back their strides, put back their marker maybe a foot or two to compensate for that extra energy, that extra oomph. And then the wind dies down, and then you're behind the board. It's a very tricky situation.
This is round number 5. Hit the board well there. That may be your best effort. does get the white flag, Lynn. Antoine of Turks and Caicos.
Was all over the place with a run up before and ran through a couple of jumps, but here she concentrates, gets that foot placed right slap dab on the board and gets a good mark out in this part of the competition. There it is, 2 cm to spare. That's less than 1 inch, and her in-flight technique and her landings will improve with time. Nice effort by Lynn.
5.12 meters. She remains in 8th position, but it's a massive improvement. Here's the Jamaican KAY-LAGAY Clarke now, 5.32 her best. She's in 7th position. She'll be disappointed with what she has produced so far. She's a much better jumper than this, but can she find it right here in this competition? Penultimate round. Clarke of Jamaica, tall, strong, powerful, and that's a good one. If she gets the white flag, and she does get the white flag, she'll be threatening the top 3 here.
Again, wasn't particularly controlled, that run. Added a little bit more speed to it. Paid for it after the takeoff. Behind the board. Lots to spare. Looking down on the board just before she took off. That changes the angle. 5.37 effort.
Yeah, that is an improvement for her, but she's still in 7th position. Here's Paul Charest of French Guiana. Best 5.40 meters. That came in the opening round. 2 falls and a 5.13 since. Once again, another technically good jumper, like her teammate. Here she comes again. Oh, that's close. Red flag. Struggling now.
Try to control that run. Try to control that approach. Didn't even get that pop. The landing, she just bailed on the landing. I guess she probably knew it was a foul.
The Bermudan Parson in 5th place with that 5.46 in the 2nd round. Can she get in the medals? Working hard down the runway. Oh, that's close on the board again. Again, it's another fall. They're really struggling, these young ladies. Yeah.
The wind is swirling. It's puffing and quieting down and puffing again and giving these girls lots of trouble. This round, lots of fouls and people far from the board because they can't set their run-ups correctly. Farquharson getting her jump together. 5.48 round number 3. Used to go for it in round number 5.
In 4th position. It's a difficult position to be in, but she still has time to do something about it. Oh, that is not bad at all. And the flag is white as well for the Bahamian. Has she done enough? She needs 5.63 to move into bronze medal position. Was that enough?
Added a little bit more speed on the runway. She's getting used to this track now. She's somewhat figured out what to do. Nice placing on the board. Just a little bit to spare, maybe a centimeter or so. Good pop, nice height, good extension. I'm sure 5.25, that's her effort.
Yeah, I think something was left behind her and that affected the distance.
You were correct, Ricardo. Her hand, she left it a little bit behind, made an impression, and in the long jump, It's the closest impression to the board, the last impression basically, and sacrificed some valuable distance there.
Yeah,
And wasted a really good effort.
indeed, very much so. Here is Ashante Graham of the Cayman Islands in the bronze medal position. Bounces down the board, hits it well, flies out into the pit. And another fall though, so they are really struggling here in this 5th round.
Very difficult. A science to be able to jump when the wind is gusting behind you. Minus 3.0 for Graham of Cayman. She just over it, maybe 1.5 centimeters. That's not 1 full inch, but that's all it takes.
The wind is really playing havoc down there, and again they're making adjustments to their run-up, taking it back, moving it forward, because sometimes the wind is up, sometimes it's down, swirling as Hubert said, trying to make that adjustment, thinking everything is fine. You get to the board, the wind changes.
Looking for a 2nd gold medal at these CARIFTA games. Casey Hudson of French Guiana. 5th and penultimate attempt. She's in 2nd position. Needs 590. Not sure that will be enough. Well, we'll never know because it will not be measured. Another fall. The story of round 5.
Story of the wind. Didn't fall by much, but you don't need much. That's as close as you can get.
Ooh, wow.
New technology has a wall of light up at the end of the board at 20 cm. Once your toe goes into the wall of light, that's a foul. This is intermediate technology. Once your toe plants into the plasticine, that's the brown strip, that's a foul. That's the proof.
Here's the leader, Serena Cole. 589 in round 2. The Jamaican sprints forward. Again behind the board, but this is a very good effort nonetheless. And maybe we have our first 6-meter jump of the competition. We wait to see.
The coach would rather have this problem than the other one. Maximum speed available to Serena Cole. She keeps it under control. And there, behind the board by a bunch, launches herself into the air, keeps her body posture upright. There she is, 40 cm back. Whatever the measurement comes out as, add 40, you get a real potential.
Once has she been over 6 meters. One competition has she been over 6 meters. It was her last competition, and she hits it smack on 589, equaling her best so far in this competition.
Oftentimes coaches will, as Hubert said, advise athletes, take back your run-up. I'd rather you be behind than foul, because we need a mark. So give it all you have, run down as fast as you can, control that run as much as you can, and still try to get that takeoff properly.
LYNN Antoine, 512 in the last round, a big improvement for her, and her final round effort produces another fall, and so she ends in 8th position in the CARIFTA games on the 20 girls final. 4:59 coming into the last 3, and she improved big time in round 5 with a 5:12 effort, and she can be proud of what she has achieved. Now here's the Jamaican KAY-LAGAY Clarke, a 5:96 long jumper, but today only 5:37. She's shaking her head in the negative. She has to put it together here, well outside the medals. Can she find it in the final round, her final attempt on the competition?
Control, speed, more control, and aggressive takeoff.
Here is Clarke of Jamaica. Oh, she goes flying. The flag is white. And is this the jump that changes the order of proceedings in the girls under 20 long jump?
Control, I said it, more speed and control. She controlled that run, touched, did get the board. I think she got a lot of the board. That's it, halfway down, good pop off, over rotated just slightly after takeoff, leaning forward, good extension in the sand. 564.
She's left it late, but she's gone big and moves into the bronze medal position, the Jamaican. Ashanti Graham of the Cayman Islands now slips to 4th position. And this is Paul Cherie of French Guiana, who now drops down to 7th with her 540. Can she respond?
That's the hope that I'm sure she has. Best effort on their first attempt. Series of foul attempts. So now she needs this one more than ever.
Exciting finish to the girls under 20 long jump. Amélie Paul Cherie of French Guiana. Her teammate is in 2nd. That looks like another foul. And it is. She has really struggled after that 540. Just couldn't put it together.
Rushed it after that approach, rushed that jump, rushed the takeoff, look down on the board slightly, extend 2-3 centimeters. That was enough. She's over. Her competition finished for this long jump.
ZAKAYZA Parson of Bermuda in 6th position at 546. Needs 565 to move into the bronze medal position. Parson. Is that enough?
Better effort, gets the white flag for Parsons. She's very fast, but on the board not quite so good. Shoots off the board into the pit, and here she is again. Strong and fast, keeps her head up. Little glimpse at the board with rolling her eyes down. That tilts the body slightly forward, compromises the jump. Nice placement halfway up the board as well. And Parsons, here's a front view. See that glance at the very end? Down to the board, tilts the body slightly forward. Doesn't get to extend out into the pit with legs either. They call that in England the leg shoot. The extension compromised. That's her competition done. Here's Farquharson of the Bahamas. She's a gamer, putting her jump together. Will she put it together fully in round 6?
Yeah, in 5th position, 543 for Parson of Bermuda. Hasn't bettered the 546 she did earlier. Farquharson. Final attempt. Speed down the runway. Once again, leaving something behind, and that's cost her big time in this competition.
5th round jump, big. Hand drag behind her. Scotched some meters. Foul jump in round number 6. Went for it, Maurice Wignall. Didn't quite get what she wanted.
She did. She most definitely did. A lot of speed down the runway. Hesitated just slightly before the takeoff. Looked down. That probably was the... rolled into the plasticine.
Wow.
That's what she did. Rolled into it. Hard to see from that angle. Officials had a little time deliberating, looking.
In that
still
year,
looking.
when Maurice Wignall got to the World Champs final, there was a big women's final where there was a foul like that, a semi-near foul like that, that changed the destination of the women's long jump gold medal. That's when the passing came in after that.
Need to see that impression.
Ashanti Graham in 4th position. The only one who can deny KAY-LAGAY Clarke, the Jamaican, a bronze medal. She is not certain. So I think she's requested for them to measure it because there will be a protest.
She's done the right thing. It saved big jumps and big throws before. If she doesn't see an impression for herself, then she's fully in her rights to ask officials to mark the jump so it can be reviewed later.
She's very informed, and athletes, young athletes, are not typically very informed. She did the very right thing. I mean, I'm surprised, but pleasantly so. I'm pleasantly surprised, and this is actually what athletes need to be doing now.
Yeah, the distance was 5:41, so it won't impact the medals, but the point still remains and is still very important.
Her scorecard clean so far. All jumps, no fouls. She needs something like that. It's building.
Ashanti Graham, can she find a big jump to get back in the medals? It's a foul. So she'll have to settle with 4th position.
Went for it on the last round. I think that's okay if you feel your back is against the wall and you're up to your last chance. Here she is, dry face like a sprinter, nice and tall and upright. That's the good part of her jump. Flight phase, takeoff phase. She's not happy with it. Could be improved.
The only athlete who can deny Serena Cole a 2nd gold medal. Kezia Hudson of French Guiana, 577 in round 2. Already has triple jump gold, so she too looking for a 2nd gold medal. Oh, that is a big foul.
Big foul again. Round number 6, back against the wall. Cranked up the speed, overran the takeoff board. Here's Serena Cole.
Pressure off now. She's won the gold medal. 2nd gold medal in the space of 12-14 hours.
Melaine Walker didn't like the hurdles, became Olympic and world champion. I wonder if Serena Cole begins to like the long jump after this.
There are some who feel that she shouldn't like it, Hubert. Here she is. Finishing well, the Jamaican. Gold medal already secured, gets the white flag on her final attempt. And let me get that right, Hubert. There are some who feel that she is just as good a sprinter as many of the others we're seeing around Jamaica at her level, and she shouldn't be fooled by some of these performances in the long jump.
The Clayton twins and Cole finished in the line at the CARIFTA trials right together, and I get that, but lots of sprinters are fine long jumpers. My favorite long jumper, Carl Lewis, twice Olympic 100 champion, broke the record a couple of times in the 100 and kept on jumping, 4 Olympic gold medals. So this could be an event that she could ally to her sprinting for all the seasons to come.
Yeah, 564 is what she finishes with. Serena Cole landing the gold medal in the long jump for under 20 girls. Kezia Hudson of French Guiana, the triple jump champion, finishing in 2nd position at 577, and the Jamaican Kay-LAGay Clarke leaving it late until the final effort to get out to 564 and secure the bronze medal. That the final track and field action on the final morning of CARIFTA49 here at the National Stadium in Kingston, Jamaica. George Davis has special guests. Let's